Welcome to your deep dive.
Yeah.
Today we're going to be looking at Make Your Bed by Admiral William H. McRaven.
Oh, yeah.
Get ready for some key takeaways and the incredible stories behind them, because this isn't just about making your bed.
Right.
It's about how that simple act can spark some pretty profound ripple effects.
Yeah, it's a springboard into ideas about resilience and leadership and facing life's challenges head on.
Okay, so let's unpack this. Chapter 1, The Power of a Made Bed, is where McRaven lays out his central argument that this one tiny action can actually set you up for a more successful day. I mean, does a made bed really have that much power?
Well, it's not about the bed itself.
Okay.
Think of it as a microcosm of establishing control.
Right.
In the unpredictable world of SEAL training, and let's be honest, in everyday life too.
Yeah.
There's so much outside your control. Starting your day with one small victory, something you can control, creates a ripple effect.
Right.
That sense of order can snowball into a sense of accomplishment and even self-efficacy.
He even describes making his bed while recovering from a parachute accident.
Right.
It really puts things in perspective.
Exactly. That story, juxtaposed with McRaven's observation of Saddam Hussein's unmade cot after his capture,
Yeah.
highlights a powerful contrast. It's about the mindset of those who create order even in chaos versus those who succumb to it.
Wow.
Yeah.
It really speaks to that core theme of resilience that runs throughout the book.
Yeah.
And speaking of resilience, Chapter 2 dives into the importance of teamwork with "you can't go it alone." We often hear "go it alone," but McRaven, even as a SEAL commander,
Yeah.
emphasizes the power of relying on others.
Absolutely. He uses the analogy of that small rubber boat they use in training.
Right.
You literally can't paddle it effectively on your own. You need your crew.
Yeah.
This applies to every aspect of life, from personal challenges to professional success. Having a strong support system is essential to navigating those rough waters.
Makes you think about the people you rely on and how those relationships are so crucial when things get tough. Now, Chapter 3, Only the Size of Your Heart Matters, really struck me.
Okay.
McRaven talks about this small seaman recruit being told he's too tiny to be a SEAL, but the instructor whispers something in his ear. Prove me wrong. It gave me chills. What does this reveal about McRaven's leadership philosophy?
It's about recognizing potential and pushing people beyond their perceived limitations.
Okay.
McRaven learned this early on. He initially mistook Medal of Honor recipient Tommy Norris for someone who wasn't tough enough to be a SEAL,
Really?
based solely on appearance.
Oh, wow.
That experience taught him a valuable lesson. Physical stature doesn't dictate capability or courage.
It makes you wonder how many times we underestimate ourselves or others based on superficial judgments.
Right.
Now get ready for Chapter 4, Life's Not Fair, Drive On, because this is where things get really interesting. And Sandy, we're talking about the infamous sugar cookie punishment.
Ah, sugar cookies.
Yeah.
SEAL trainees roll around in the sand, getting completely coated for seemingly arbitrary reasons.
Oh, my goodness.
It's a brutal lesson in accepting what you can't control.
So it sounds awful. But what's the deeper lesson there?
It's about developing mental toughness.
Okay.
In life, you'll encounter situations that seem unfair, where you put in the effort but still face setbacks. The key is to not let those moments define you.
Right.
Just like those sugar cookie drills, you dust yourself off and keep moving forward.
He also shares the story of Lieutenant Commander Mookie Martin, who was paralyzed in a biking accident.
Right.
It would have been easy for him to give up,
Yeah.
but he went on to accomplish some incredible things.
Martin's story exemplifies this idea of reframing setbacks as opportunities for growth.
Right.
Life throws curveballs, but it's our response that determines the outcome.
Yeah.
It's a powerful message for all of us, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. It reminds us that everyone faces difficulties, and it's how we choose to react that makes all the difference. Now, Chapter 6, Daring Greatly, is where McRaven recounts his own fear facing the slide-for-life obstacle.
Oh, yeah.
This one had me on the edge of my seat. Yeah.
He eventually conquers it head first, but that initial fear, I can relate.
What's important here is the distinction between calculated risk-taking and recklessness.
Okay.
McRaven parallels his experience on the slide with the risky helicopter landing during a hostage rescue in Iraq.
Wow.
Both involved calculated risks with potentially serious consequences, but he made the tough calls.
It really makes you think about the SAS motto, who dares wins. Taking those calculated risks can lead to incredible personal growth, even if they're a bit scary at first.
Exactly. But it's not about diving headfirst into every risky situation.
Right.
It's about assessing the potential rewards, trusting your training, and being willing to step outside your comfort zone to achieve something greater.
Now, Chapter 7, Stand Up to the Bullies. This one resonated with me.
Okay.
He describes a nighttime swim alongside Mark Thomas, knowing those waters were likely shark-infested.
Oh.
I don't know if I'd be that brave.
It takes a certain kind of courage to face those metaphorical sharks.
McRaven noticed that even after capture, Saddam Hussein tried to maintain an air of intimidation, even with his hands tied.
Wow.
But confronting those intimidating figures, even when it's scary, allows you to define your own path.
It reminds us that even in seemingly safe environments, there might be those who try to bully or diminish us.
Right.
Having the courage to stand up to them, regardless of their position or power, is vital.
Yeah.
Now, moving on to Chapter 8, Rise to the Occasion, McRaven describes the death rig dive, which simulates a helicopter crash into the ocean. The risks are very real, and he had to remain composed even in darkness and uncertainty.
Right.
I can only imagine how intense that must have been.
This chapter is about composure under pressure.
Okay.
But what's equally powerful is McRaven's observation of a ramp ceremony for a fallen soldier.
Right.
The dignity and honor displayed in that somber moment highlight the importance of rising to the occasion, even when faced with profound loss and grief.
It's a sobering reminder that we all face difficult moments.
Yeah.
And our character is revealed in how we navigate them. It's a question worth pondering. How would you rise to meet those kinds of challenges?
Indeed. Self-reflection is key to personal growth.
Absolutely. Now on to Chapter 9, Give People Hope. The image of SEAL trainees during Hell Week, sitting in freezing mud, ready to quit until someone starts singing. Such a powerful moment of human connection.
That anecdote speaks volumes about the power of hope, especially in shared adversity.
Right.
McRaven contrasts it with the story of General John Kelly comforting families at Dover Air Force Base after losing his own son in combat.
Wow.
It highlights that even amidst immense personal grief, one person can make a profound difference by offering solace and support to others.
It's a beautiful reminder that even small acts of kindness can have a ripple effect, especially during times of darkness and despair. And speaking of never giving up, Chapter 10 centers around that infamous bell in SEAL training.
Right.
Ring it, and you're free from the torment. But at what cost?
The bell represents that universal temptation to quit when things get tough.
Right.
But McRaven shares a truly inspiring story about 19-year-old Ranger Adam Bates, who lost both legs but still signed, "I will be okay." A year later, he was proving it true.
He never rang that bell. His story is such a testament to the strength of the human spirit.
It reframes the concept of quitting.
Right.
Sometimes the bravest act isn't giving up on the challenge, but on the idea that we're defined by our limitations.
Makes you think about the bells in our own lives, those temptations to give in when things get hard.
Precisely. Recognizing those moments and choosing to push through, even when it feels impossible, is where true growth and resilience lie.
Well, that was quite a journey through the first half of Make Your Bed. We've covered a lot of ground.
Yeah.
From making your bed to facing down metaphorical sharks. What are your initial thoughts on the power of these small acts and how they can build resilience?
What strikes me is that these seemingly simple acts are about more than just discipline. They're about creating a foundation for mental toughness, for weathering those inevitable storms life throws our way.
And it's clear that McRaven's message resonates far beyond the realm of SEAL training.
Yeah.
These lessons are applicable to anyone facing challenges, big or small, and seeking to build a life of purpose and impact.
Absolutely. And I'm eager to delve into the remaining chapters to see what other powerful insights we can uncover together.
Stay tuned, because in Part 2, we'll continue our deep dive into Make Your Bed, exploring the remaining chapters and uncovering even more wisdom from Admiral McRaven's incredible experiences.
Picking up where we left off, it's fascinating how McRaven's book grew out of his 2014 commencement speech at the University of Texas.
Right.
He essentially condensed his SEAL training wisdom into 10 key takeaways for those graduates.
You mean that speech where he told them that making their bed could change the world? It went viral.
Right.
Such a powerful method.
Right. And it all ties back to the ripple effect. Think about it. A small act of order in your personal life can lead to bigger, bolder actions out in the world.
Okay.
Even influencing a small group like that singing SEAL trainee in the mud can create a ripple effect that expands outward.
So it's about more than just personal discipline. It's about empowering yourself to make a difference.
Exactly. And that theme of making a difference is woven throughout McRaven's stories.
Right.
Remember the anecdote about the Munchkin crew in SEAL training?
Oh, yeah.
This group of smaller guys consistently outperformed everyone else because of their teamwork and heart.
They defied expectations. It reinforces the idea that success isn't determined by physical attributes, but by attitude,
Right.
teamwork,
Yeah.
and perseverance.
Absolutely. Just like those sugar cookie moments, life isn't always fair no matter how hard you try.
Right.
But it's how you respond that matters.
Yeah.
McRaven could have easily given up after being fired from his squadron.
Oh, right.
But he used that setback as fuel to prove himself.
That's resilience in action. He turned a negative experience into an opportunity for growth.
And it highlights the importance of pushing through discomfort.
Right.
McRaven's story isn't about avoiding failure.
Okay.
It's about learning from those failures and using them as stepping stones to achieve your goals.
Speaking of pushing boundaries in Chapter 6,
Mm-hmm.
he draws a parallel between the slide for life obstacle
Mm-hmm.
and the hostage rescue mission in Iraq.
Right.
Both involved making tough calls in high-stakes situations.
And that's what leadership often boils down to.
Yeah.
Weighing the risks and rewards, trusting your instincts, and taking decisive action, even when faced with fear.
Like staring down those metaphorical sharks. McRaven advises punching a shark in the snout if it comes at you. Now, I'm not sure I'd have that kind of courage in a real-life shark encounter,
Oh, yeah.
but I get the message.
It's a metaphor for confronting any intimidating force in your life, whether it's a literal shark or a bully.
Right.
Even when captured, Saddam Hussein still tried to assert dominance. But McRaven stripped away that power dynamic by refusing to give him special treatment.
It takes real guts to stand up to those kinds of figures.
Right.
But as McRaven shows, it's possible to overcome those fears and define your own path. Now, shifting gears a bit, Chapter 9, Give People Hope, really resonated with me.
Okay.
He describes SEAL trainees struggling through Hell Week, sitting in freezing mud, ready to quit until someone starts singing.
Right.
It's a stark contrast to the death rig dive, and yet both speak to the human spirit.
That's the beauty of McRaven's storytelling.
Yeah.
He highlights the full spectrum of human experience. The darkness and the light, the despair and the hope. That singing trainee embodies the power of one person to lift the spirits of those around them, even in the most dire circumstances.
And then there's the story of General John Kelly comforting families at Dover Air Force Base after losing his own son in combat.
Right.
Talk about turning personal pain into a source of solace for others.
It's a powerful reminder that even in the face of immense tragedy, we have the capacity for compassion and empathy.
Yeah.
And that offering hope to others can be incredibly healing both for the giver and the receiver.
These stories really highlight the interconnectedness of our experiences.
Yeah.
We're not meant to go through life's challenges alone.
Exactly. McRaven emphasizes that these lessons are applicable to everyone.
Right.
Regardless of background or aspirations. He's not just speaking to aspiring SEALs, but to anyone who wants to lead a more fulfilling and impactful life.
It's inspiring to see how these seemingly small acts, making your bed, singing in the mud, standing up to a bully,
Right.
can have such a profound impact on our own lives and the lives of those around us.
Absolutely. It's a powerful reminder that we all have the potential to create positive change, even amidst adversity.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive.
Yeah.
But before we wrap up our exploration of Make Your Bed, there's one more crucial element we need to address.
Ah, yes. The bell.
Yeah.
That powerful symbol of choice, to give in or to keep fighting.
It's the ultimate test of resilience. That bell is a constant presence in SEAL training,
Yeah.
a looming reminder that there's always an escape route from the pain and exhaustion.
But as McRaven illustrates through the stories he shares,
Right.
the true cost of ringing that bell lies in giving up on yourself and your potential.
It's like he's saying life is going to test you.
Yeah.
There will be those sugar cookie moments, those metaphorical sharks circling and those internal bells urging you to take the easy way out.
Right.
But it's in those moments that our true mettle is tested.
And what's so compelling is that McRaven doesn't sugarcoat the difficulty.
Right.
He acknowledges the pain, the exhaustion, the very real desire to just give up.
Yeah.
But he also emphasizes that these challenges are the crucible in which our strength and resilience are forged.
It's a powerful reminder that growth rarely happens in our comfort zones. It happens when we push ourselves beyond our perceived limits,
Yeah.
when we face those fears head on, just like those SEAL trainees enduring Hell Week.
And just like Ranger Adam Bates, who, after losing both legs, chose to focus on his recovery, right, rather than dwell on his loss.
I will be okay. Those three words encapsulate the very essence of resilience that McRaven champions.
Absolutely.
It's about finding that inner strength to keep going, even when faced with seemingly insurmountable obstacles.
Mm-hmm.
It's about recognizing that we all have the capacity for incredible courage, compassion, and impact.
So as we reflect on these 10 lessons from Make Your Bed, I want to pose a question to you.
Okay.
What is your bell? What challenges are you facing that might tempt you to take the easy way out?
And how can you apply even one of these lessons to your life today? Maybe it's as simple as starting your day by making your bed. Or maybe it's reaching out to someone who needs support.
Mm-hmm.
Or taking a calculated risk that could lead to personal or professional growth.
Remember, small actions can have profound consequences. And by embracing the principles in Make Your Bed, you can start creating positive change not only in your own life, but in the world around you.
This has been such an insightful deep dive into Make Your Bed. We've covered everything from making your bed to staring down metaphorical sharks and finding the strength to never ring that bell.
It's been a pleasure unpacking these powerful ideas with you.
We'd love to hear your takeaways from this episode. What are your bells, and what strategies will you use to never give up? Share your thoughts and experiences with us on social media, and keep an eye out for our next deep dive. Until then, stay curious.